So then, good morning, and thank you so much for showing up and giving this gift to yourselves. Today, we are going, like I said, just as advertised, it's going to be a 1 hour mental spa. And the first thing I'll do for those of you that don't know me is just a little bit of an introduction. Who am I? How did I get to do what I'm doing now? And what should you expect out of this hour that we'll spend together? So in my journey, it's a little bit from science to energy. And the reason I say that is because I am Dr. Yasmine, and I used to say that I was a doctor in science that evolved into a healer. But rather, that's not really what happened. What happened was that I am an innate healer. I was always a healer. But I happen to dedicate 30 years of my life to science and the journey to discover myself. And so the last years of that journey look a little bit like this. In 2015, I was deep on the ditch. I had gone through personal loss through the passing of my mother out of breast cancer. She was only 57 and I was 30. I had emigrated from Cuba to Canada with nothing. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I didn't even know where I could sleep that night. I had managed to accumulate 4 scientific degrees: a bachelor in biology, equivalent of a master's degree in biochemistry, a master's degree in human vaccines, and the last one, a PhD in neuroscience here in Ottawa at the Faculty of Medicine. I had also managed to get divorced 3 times, and each of them as painful as the previous one. The last one was probably the last straw on the pile and totally devastated me. And no wonder at that point I was suffering from several chronic illnesses, things related to digestion, to circulation, to breathing. My sinuses were, I had been on medication for about 6 years, and I had a super chronic and acute neck, back pain that was paralyzing. I could barely move my hands. My fingers would get numb from time to time. And on top of all that, I was clinically depressed. And a depression that hard to identify because out of habit, I was always called the rainbow of the place I was working at. So I had a very, very well built facade, and the face the world was seeing, and myself, was this cheery, happy person, when in the inside, I was totally broken. And one very good day, I woke up sick and tired of being sick and tired all the time. That was a turning point when I made a decision, a solid decision, that I could find the solution to my problems. Conventional medicine hadn't been able to help me until that point. And so I knew I needed to look for things that were alternative. And in that path, when you make those kind of decisions with yourself, when there is a big intention behind your behavior, the universe starts bringing you the right doors, the right person, the right guidance. And that's exactly what happened. I found energy work. I started meditating, and that was a huge game changer to me. And through those tools, I went through loads of personal and spiritual growth. And one day I stumbled into the real me, just the healer. There was this one day that I understood that was who I had always been since I was a child. I was doing it the wrong way, and that's why I went through so much hardship. And I made a clear intention of dedicating my life to my true purpose. And because of that, I can tell you, give you the huge good news that today I am 100% healthy. All of those conditions are gone. I have a very clear purpose in my life. It is a balanced life. I found love again, so you're curious. I have a registered practice. So I do this for a living now, full time. I left the science on my head and out of my day to do this all the time. I have impacted the life of hundreds of people already. And this is my chance to thank you for being part of that group. And then my mission is to help as many as I can. So this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this today. So then what is it that I do in that practice? And people, some people come and ask me, well, I have this kind of problem. Just I have anxiety, or I have depression, or a high blood pressure, or sugar issues, diabetes, or back pain, just pain in general. What kind of experience do you have on it? And my answer to that is always that I don't target illnesses. I don't target conditions. I target you. And what I mean by that is that I assist you in your healing. I guide you and help you find and connect with the real you. And that real you is one that has been hidden from you, given the history of your life, just the emotional traumas, the energetic blockages, the limiting beliefs that had kept you thinking and seeing the world in a very specific way that had led you to develop the illness that you have right now. But that real you is the original you, the essence of you that is not sick or depressed or tired or confused or disconnected. It is the part of you that is healthy and balanced, that is self-loving and self-confident, with a clear life purpose and a wonderful sense of service. And when we do that, when your soul gets healed, everything you've been suffering from gets clear, because all the power, natural power your body has to repair and heal itself gets boosted. And that is why doing this nowadays is so important, because you have a power inside of you that most of the time we do not tap into. And this is the way we can stop the spread of the pandemic, or our susceptibility or sensitivity to get and catch anything around us that doesn't serve us. So then what is it that we're going to be doing today? It's all about out with stress and up with immunity. And you will learn why they are related. So first, the purpose of this time together is for you to experience deep relaxation that will lead to a boost in your immune system. As part of that process, you will hear about 5 specific things you can do to counteract the effects of stress over your mind and your body. And then at the end, by subscribing to my mailing list, you will receive a guided visualization that will allow you to turn today's experience into a daily practice. Because that's the idea. This is not a one-day occurrence. You have been building up whatever state your energy field, your physical body is at today for decades, probably. So it is all about breaking an old pattern and making a new one that will support your vitality and your health. So then let's make relaxation and healthy a permanent practice. And let's get right on it. The first step towards the solution is breathing. Are you those that hold your breath more than half the time during your day? I know most people are. When making some physical exertion, when concentrating deeply on something, when suffering from a pain or an ache, when emotionally upset, we all tend to hold our breath while we are in any of these given situations. But the worst part of it is that then when we are breathing, we're doing it shallowly, just the wrong way, without taking advantage of our full range of breath. So in my personal and professional opinion, most people do this. I know I used to. So then how do we get out of it? This is all about pranayama and its benefits. The pranayama is a Sanskrit term, and is a term that describes the regulation of the breath through certain techniques and exercises. This vision, this way of looking at breathing, is a mind-body practice, that it's all about controlling the speed and the depth of the breath. So there are 4 specific stages to your breathing. There is the inhalation, there is a mindful pause after inhalation, there is the exhalation, and then the pause after that. So it's 4 steps to it. The next is that we are going to talk about the technique we should do it at. And there are 2 of them that we're talking about today, the basic abdominal one and the alternative nostril one. The abdominal one is actually the kind of breathing we do right after the womb of our mother. If you have ever paid attention at a newborn sleeping, you will notice that what moves when they're breathing is their belly, is not their chest, like we tend to do. So that is actually the most efficient way of breathing, is moving air into the belly and become a balloon, just flexible. Let the air come in, inflate your belly, and then push your belly in so that you can push your air out, always through the nose. So then the alternate nostril one is one that allows for both hemispheres of our brain, and you will have to trust me on this, are going to be light up alternatively. And most of our state of stress and contraction nowadays is because we favor the left brain way of thinking. We need to balance that. We need to bring more open-mindedness, more relaxation and curiosity, and less control and linear thinking into the way we live. And so this way of breathing, the alternate nostril, helps us with that because it activates alternatively both lobes of the brain. So let's go through the technique. You bring one hand closer to your face. With one finger, you block one nostril. Then you inhale through the open one. You hold your breath, alternate the nostrils, exhale through the free one, inhale through the same, hold your breath, alternate nostrils, exhale to the free one, inhale to the same, then alternate nostrils, and so forth and so on. So then the trick would be to do the breathing always towards your abdomen, just inflating your belly, and then holding the 4 stages of the breath. And from time to time, hopefully once a day, you do it with using the alternate nostril technique. So let's do just that. Just relax in the chair that you're sitting at. Place your hands over your thighs. Relax your body. And then breathe deeply in through the nose, into the belly for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 3, 2, 1. Push the air out through the nose. 2, 1. Hold it out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through the nose into your belly. 2, 1. Hold the breath in. 3, 2, 1. Let go and relax. And then notice if you're contracting while you're doing this, you shouldn't. If that's what you're doing, just allow your body to work like a balloon. First into the belly, and then just don't resist the air coming through. And eventually you'll get it. At the beginning, it's a big pattern to break, but eventually you do get the technique. So what are the benefits of doing this? And this is important because it's going to motivate you to do the shift in the pattern. So first of all, breathing anchors you to the present. It doesn't matter how many times you breathed before, how many times you will in the future. If you do not take this breath right now, game over. So when you link your mind to the way you're breathing, you are definitely anchored to the right now. And that is extremely relaxing. The other one is that it expands your energy field. Stress, anxiety, fear contracts it. And when that happens, energy cannot move. So when you breathe and you expand your belly and your chest with it, you are expanding your energy field as well and allowing energy to move and feed you. It balances brain activity for a couple of reasons. Not only the alternate nostril one, you will see there is actually published science that some neurons in your brain have a very specific function of paying attention on the way you're breathing and regulating brain activity accordingly. So it actually happens automatically, always and directly, from the way you're breathing to the way your brain works. It enhances physical awareness because when you are present in the now, you start getting more aware of what's happening with your body. And your body is always trying to tell you something. We need to listen. And the other one is that stimulates the vagus nerve. Why is that important? And without getting very technical about it, the vagus nerve is a nerve that connects your chest and your brain. And when you breathe into the belly, your diaphragm moves down and up. And that alternate movement excites or stimulates this nerve that has a function for all of these things that are included in this slide. So it decreases heart rate, so you get more relaxed. It regulates the liver function. It regulates your metabolism and digestive capacity. It suppresses inflammation. It keeps anxiety and depression at bay by regulating brain activity. It has to do with the mouth and all of the functions of taste and gut reflexes. And it has to do with blood vessels, so it decreases vascular tone, lowering blood pressure. So just take a breath and we will have at least half of the battle gained. So let's do that again. Relax in your chair. Take a deep breath, expanding your belly. Hold your breath in. Push your breath out through the nose. Hold your breath out. Bring the breath into the belly. Hold it. Out. Hold it out. And every time you breathe in, just take it with the idea and the intention that you're bringing relaxation, vitality, and health into your body. So relax, and let's learn what's the second step. This one is all about grounding. So have you ever experienced any of these instances? You are constantly or often distracted, unfocused, irritated, or impatient. You have physical balance issues. It's hard to follow a yoga class, for example. You're often tripping and falling. I know I was. I had all kinds of marks on my knees and my legs out of all the bruises. Do you suffer from chronic back pain, chest pain, headaches, neck and shoulder tension? Do you only become aware of any of those issues days after they had passed, or they are occurring? Have it ever happened to you that you said, "Oh, I've had this ache for the last 3 days," and it's only then that you're fully paying attention to it? All of those things are related to lack of grounding. It is actually, in my opinion, the most recurrent and basic reason behind all those situations. And it is as common as insufficient breathing. So what is grounding and what is it good for? If you go into Wikipedia, you'll find about 8 definitions, and none of them is the one that I'm going to give you here. Energetic grounding is the act of connecting your energy field with the energy field of the earth. So you have an anonymous phrase here that says, to ground is to pour your energies back into the earth and feel the warm calm of nature entering your body in exchange. And that is exactly what that feels like when you're actually done it. So why is it important? Is because when we are grounded, when our energy is planted right into the earth, it allows us to be present in your body. And all of a sudden, your mind becomes clearer. Your body becomes more real to you, and you can communicate both things way more efficiently. It increases your physical balance, your coordination, and your mental clarity, like I just mentioned. It balances your energy field, releasing excess at the top. When we live in stress, in overthinking, we pull our energy field gets polarized to the top. All of it then lives in our head. And fear actually pulls us out, that energy out of your body. It's just like you subconsciously, you want to escape the reality at which you're living at that time. And all of those things are detrimental to your health in many levels. So being grounded pulls that energy back down and evens it, balances it out all around you and inside of you. But it also, just like the anonymous phrase says, pulls the energy of the earth into you. And with that, it brings vitality, adaptability, awareness, and open-mindedness, just like nature is, all versatile and adaptable. So how do you get grounded? This is the very important, and there are many ways of doing that. I'll give you several of them, and then we'll practice one here today. The first one, nature. Get out in it. Mindful walks or hikes, be barefoot on grass or soil, hug a tree, that is a thing. And the reason, what I mean by mindful walks is that sometimes we do exercise, we do go out and do these things, the walks and hikes, or even the biking, but we do it with our head someplace else. We're just planning ahead, we're just thinking about something, we are totally away from what we're doing at that moment. Being mindful on those situations mean that you will be 100% connected to everything you're encountering on your way. You're looking at nature around you. You're paying attention to what animals can you perceive, can you see, can you hear? What kind of vegetation, if any, you can see? Is it the same here than then? Is it the same today than it was yesterday or the last time you did it? It is about taking in everything you encounter during your walk or your hike or your bike. So another way of grounding is expanding your spiritual horizons. A lot of time we live in a very closed-in world, and our world, the big things, important things, are in a tiny space in our head. Experience other cultures, ways of living, books and films, adventures. And what I mean by that is we tend to take traveling as a escape from the life you have now. And that works only during the time you're doing it. The second you stop doing it, everything that worried you before is waiting for you right at the door. And the next day, you're ready for another vacation. The idea is to do something that releases your stress or your anxiety right at the moment you have it. And so when you connect with different ways of seeing the world and doing things, you start expanding the way you see the world. You see there are other alternatives, other realities besides the one you're living in. And that takes some of the pressure out of your head and the way of thinking. There are also physical interventions. There is such a thing as earthing, and that is all about connecting with cables on accessories, material things, the earth to whatever, to the floor of your house or a piece of furniture, for example, the bed, that exists, and you can Google it out there. But there are simpler things like using crystals, rocks, and those is because they hold energy. They emit a specific vibration. And some of them, that vibration is close to the one the earth emits. And when you hold it close to your body, it is as if you're calibrating your own energy field to the energy of the earth, and you get the benefits. Spooning is another one, and that's an interesting one. Very handy, super effective. Take a stainless steel spoon. It cannot be plastic or wood or any other metal. It has to be stainless steel. And I'm talking about the spoons you use for eating. Hopefully you won't eat with this one. But just take a spoon, a stainless steel spoon, and you rub the sole of your feet all the way. Just enjoy the spoon while you're doing this. There is no specific way of doing it or movement or sequence to this. It's just what you are doing is the stainless steel creates an electromagnetic field that is very similar to the one of soil, of the earth. And while you are awakening the sole of your feet, what you're doing is opening energy centers right there and making or making your feet react as if you are walking barefoot on soil or on grass. And you can do this every night before going to sleep, every day before getting out of bed. Take that spoon and spoon the sole of your feet all over. You can then come to the top of your feet as well. This will take away pains or aches if you are standing too long during the day, or any kind of physical activity that leads you to pain. Wrong shoes also, women. So just the spoon is going to become your next best friend by your bed, right before going to sleep, right before getting out of bed. So then the fourth way of doing this is energy medicine. There are direct interventions over energy systems in your field that use your hands' electromagnetic fields to move energy. And we will experience some of that today. And then the fifth one is mindfulness through guided meditations. I will incorporate that today somehow, but there are many of those out there in YouTube. If you search for anything that helps you with grounding, you will find quite a few of them. And you can follow them once a day, whenever timing is more convenient for you. So then let's try it. Let's do this. So just get comfortable in your chair, place your hands over your thighs, and let's do 2 huge and big, juicy breathing cycles. So breathe into your belly through the nose, hold it, out of your belly through the nose, hold it. Then again, inhale, hold it, exhale, hold it, and relax into your breathing, intending to keep the same rhythm, slow and juicy, towards your belly, always through the nose. And while you relax, you can close your eyes and imagine how good the center of the earth look. Imagine that you're standing there yourself. What do you perceive around you? Do you smell anything? Do you see anything with your inner eyes? What kind of textures? Are they colors? Do you perceive a specific temperature? Is it warm, hot, cold? Can you feel the texture of whatever you're standing on? And just connect to all of those sensations at one, knowing that what that is creating is a very nurturing feeling inside of you. It is like you're being protected. You feel safe. You feel warm. You feel that you belong in this energy. And then keep that image behind your eyes and bring your awareness from the center of the earth all the way up to the surface of the floor underneath your feet. And this energy that you bring in with you breaks the surface of your sole of your feet, goes into your legs, and it moves up, soaks your feet, moves up your shins and calves, get to your knees, and it gets adapted to your own energy field there. And it keeps moving, and you feel some kind of warmth, tingling, reaction to this energy that is moving from the center of the earth into your body. And it's going all the way up your legs until it reaches the end of your spine, right at the spot your body is touching the chair you're sitting on. And it sits there. You feel it feeding that area of your body. It is almost as if there is a recipient of some kind there that is getting filled with this energy that is coming into you. And you see it getting filled from the bottom to the top. And when all the energy reaches the top, the brim of the recipient, it overflows out, down, back into the earth. And now you can perceive a cycle of energy. The center of the earth, up into your feet, your legs, your hips, feeling and recycling the energy there, and then going out, back down into the earth. And while you can see, visualize with your inner eyes, this cycle of energy moving and connecting you to the earth, You feel your body getting heavier, relaxed. All of your muscles are loose. Your mind is fully connected to this circuitry. And now you know that even if you stand up from this chair and you open your eyes while you're walking, that energy circuitry is active and working for you. So now slowly open your eyes. And so I hope you were able to follow that and enjoy the consequences and the benefits of it. So then what's the third step towards the solution is creating coherence. And what that is, well, let's explore. How many times have you heard somebody say something like, decide with your brain or your heart, or the opposite, follow your heart to do whatever or make any decision? Or some other people say that our lives is shaped by our minds. Or then another one, just don't force it with your mind, feel it in your heart. The thing is, there is a lot more to this than these simple statements lead to. There is a lot more to it than one versus the other one. And this is why we talk about coherence. And everything I'm going to be introducing to you now is based on the studies of the Heart Math Institute. It's an institute, a science institute, that had been working on these things for close to 30 years. So coherence for any system is the quality of having a logical, orderly, and harmonious connectedness between its parts. It is the quality of forming a unified whole. So heart coherence, which is what we are going to be creating today, is the physiological state where all assessments of the heart rhythms behave in a smooth, ordered, and sine wave-like pattern, such as this. So you have here the respiratory rhythm, the heart rate variability, blood pressure rhythm, and before coherence, they are all following their own pattern. And after you will reach coherence, they are all similar and following the exact same rhythm. So the thing is, our emotional state directly influences the presence or not of heart coherence in ourselves. So the way that happens is when we are submerged or trapped by emotions like frustration, anxiety, worry, irritation, fear, we are definitely in an incoherent state. Everybody has, everything in your body is following their own guidance, and therefore that leads to impaired performance. Everything or nothing is working exactly at its full potential. But when we tap into emotions like positive emotions, appreciation, love, care, gratefulness, compassion, empathy, optimism, we actually create coherence in our systems. And that promotes optimal performance. And it boosts your immunity and your physical powers to the top. So this is part of the reason behind the power of high vibration emotions over our physical health. So then how do we achieve this? It is as simple as putting your focus on a specific place, feeling the feeling of a high vibration emotion, and breathing. So it goes something like, when we breathe, bring your awareness into your heart. Just keep the heart focus while you recreate the heart feeling of one high vibration emotion. And you keep then matching the rhythm of your breath to the vibrations of the emotion. And that creates a state that brings into coherence not only your heart, but everything in your body. So let's do that a little bit. So just get comfortable in your chair, your hands over your heart this time. And let's breathe one of those deep and yummy breathing. So you take a full breath into your nose, into the belly. Hold it. Then out through the nose. Hold it. Then in through the nose, into the belly, but sending your awareness to your heart. And it is almost as if it is your heart, the one that is breathing, while your belly is moving. And you breathe into the belly, towards your heart. And you push the air out. And you feel your heart reacting to this. And then while you're keeping that motion of breathe in to the heart, breathing out, you tap into a feeling of gratefulness. Because we are here. Because you're awake. Because you're aware. Because you have the power of being healthy. And you breathe in to the belly. Inflate your heart. And you breathe out. And you feel your field expanding around you. Full with these feelings of compassion, of love for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for the world. You breathe out and you breathe back in, feeling the empathy for all of those out there putting their time and their efforts to getting us healthier and safe. And you feel grateful for their work. You feel grateful because you are benefiting from it. You feel grateful towards yourself to keeping yourself safe, awakened, alive, connected. And you take a deep breath into the belly. And you allow all these emotions to flow through all of your body. Expanding your chest, your energy field, while you feel grounded and connected to the earth. And with that feeling in mind, just slowly open your eyes. And now we're bigger, and we are higher in our vibration. And then we move on. Heart and brain coherence is all about letting those coherent heart vibrations tap into your brain so that we can get its ways and activity synchronized with your heart. And so how that happens is that your heart communicates with your brain in 4 different ways. Through the nervous system, and we already know the vagus nerve, and you have here a representation of how it happens. Through biochemical communication, and that is chemical compound, just hormones that are created by your heart that travel all the way to your brain, modulating the brain activity. It also has a biophysical communication because your heartbeat creates a pulse wave that moves outwards and touches everything else in your body, including your brain. And there are electromagnetic fields because every organ has those. And the Heart Brain Math Institute had proven that the energy field created by our heart is the biggest and most powerful in our body. So through that electromagnetic field, the heart also communicates with the brain. And we are going to allow it. So now, without going very long into it, you already have that coherence going in you. Tap back into that gratefulness, that feeling of being full, fully oxygenated, expanded, and all this gratefulness, all this love, compassion, and empathy expands that heart field until it touches your brain. And you allow that to happen. And your brain feels lighter while your body feels heavier. And all of a sudden, your awareness floats to the top of your head. And you can visualize and connect with the energy field formed all around you. And keep that image in mind of your awareness connected to your field, the energy coming from the earth into you, your coherent heart expanded and mixing with the earth energy. That expansion hitting your brain like an ocean wave, and you riding that wave until you can perceive and feel your energy field all around you. Hold that image behind your eyes and slowly open your eyes. And we have accomplished massive thing. So let's then start moving energy with our hands. The exercises that you're going to learn now implicate reactivating or moving energy using our hands. And the reason that works is because there are electromagnetic fields around your hands that can interact with the flow of energy of your energy systems. So let's wake your hands up. First, stretch your hands as much as you can until you feel every millimeter square out of the surface of them. Just stretching. Just stretch your fingers, stretch the palm, stretch as much as you can. Then relax them and place them one in front of each other and start pumping one towards the other one, just as there is something moving inside of them. And while you're doing this, start wondering, what do you feel? What do you feel? What kind of sensations do you feel on the palm of your hands? Is it the same on the surface of your fingers and the palms? Is it the same in one hand than the other one? What do you feel between your hands? Is there any kind of sensation? Is there any kind of density there? Do you get the feeling that you're touching something? How does it feel? Then now that you're aware of all of it, then let's separate your hands a little bit and keep pumping. So there is more distance between them, but they're in the same relative position one to the other one, and you keep pushing. And then connect to the awareness the sensations? Have they changed at all? Is it any different what you feel in the surface of your hands? In the density between your hands? And now, bring into your head a person, a circumstance, a memory that makes you smile, that brings this sensation of this feeling of lightness and happiness, and start smiling. Just reproduce that emotion. And while you're smiling and still pumping, look between your hands to that density or thing that you have been creating or moving. Just look into it, feeling the feeling of joy and lightness. And keep looking at it while you smile. Has anything changed? Has the energy, sensation changed at all on the surface of your hands and the density between your hands? Any kind of thing? Are your hands getting hotter? Is there any kind of tingling? Is that different than at the beginning? And so what you are doing now is experiencing the energy field around your hands and the power they have over the energy around and inside of you. If you haven't had the full experience now, keep doing it, because it will come. This actually changes with practice. So experiment with it. Trust that even if you cannot connect with the full sensation, it is actually happening. And because of that, what we are going to do next is always going to work. So then let's move to that. First thing we'll do is love our frontal lobes. It sounds weird, but it isn't. And the reason why that works is because that part of your brain is related to a lot of your highly functional nervous system activities. It has to do with motor function, problem solving, spontaneity, memory, language initiation, judgment, impulse control, social and sexual behavior. All of it is super important for us to be functional, to exert or act or function to our full potential. The thing is that science and energy alike know that stress, anxiety, and fear depletes the frontal lobe of your brain of energy and circulation. And because of that, it is very much related to depression and anxiety situations. That depletion, we can reverse it using the energy of our hands. And so this is what happens. You localize the points you're going to be working with. There are 2 at the forehead, on your forehead, right over your eyebrows. And there are 4 at the base of your skull. Those are going to have an impact. These are neurovascular points. So you pick which ones, and then you decide how you're going to make this happen. Whatever it is, somebody else doing it for you, or you doing it for yourself, one hand needs to touch or be in contact with the points on the forehead. You can do it with one hand. You can do it with both hands. You can place one hand on the forehead and one at the base of skull. And then you breathe and keep your hands there. Let them do the work. How do you know has work? Is because when it is, even if you want to, you cannot overthink something. You will go from freaking over something to listening to the birds, or being relaxed, and you can, for the life of you, get stressed over something. If you are a chronic worrier, you would need to do that several times a day. So this is the trick. Put one hand over your forehead at least, and let that work for you. So the next and last is to bring coherence to the stress-related meridians. What are meridians? They are pathways of energy running through your body. There are 14 of them, and 2 are pretty much related to stress. The first one is the spleen meridian. It is essential in maintaining the digestive power of the body and transforming food into energy and blood. But it is also responsible for your power to metabolize everything you take in. Your emotional state, your mental state, your circumstances. And so when we have it active, we are better equipped to digest everything in our lives, from food to everything around us. The second relevant meridian today is the triple warmer. That one is the meridian that controls the fight, flight, or freeze response. Everything to do with stress. Under stress, that meridian becomes the commander-in-chief of all of your energies. It robs energy out of everything in your body except your heart, and especially out of the spleen meridian. If your circumstances, your overthinking, your state of your emotional state is making you fret, this is going to even emphasize that, because your capacity for processing all that is being depleted by the triple warmer. So the other thing to keep in mind is that these 2 meridians, both of them, they have to do with their immune system response. So when they are alarmed, they constrict energy from spleen meridian and then all of the rest except for the heart. When these 2 are unbalanced, triple warmer super active, spleen meridian super weak, you have your immune response compromised, because they need to be balanced so that they can empower or boost your immunity regarding everything that you encounter in life. So how do we do this? The first exercise is called the triple warmer smoothie, and it's going to have an impact in the triple warmer and a couple of other meridians. So you bring your hands over your eyes, you breathe in, you breathe out and slide them to your temples, and you breathe in, you breathe out and go back to the tip of your ears, and you breathe out, and you breathe in while you slide your hands around your ears on the skull all the way to the base of the ears. And you breathe in and you go backwards to the back of your neck. And then you slide your hands down in a straight line until you find your shoulders. Bring your hands to rest over your shoulders. And you take another deep breath. And while you exhale, your hands slide down towards your chest, one on top of the other, both on top of your heart. And you breathe in. And you breathe out while knowing you are bringing the coherence of your heart and your brain into the triple warmer meridian to calm it. And then you relax and let go. The second one is all about activating the spleen meridian and bringing coherence to it. So the sequence goes like this. You place one hand under the opposite armpit, just but right at the about a quarter down the armpit. And then bring the opposite hand on top of your heart. And in that position, you breathe in, you breathe out, and you breathe in, and now exchange to the opposite. So now the left is under the right armpit, and the right is over your shoulder on top of your heart. And you breathe in, you breathe out. And then now you bring both of your hands under your armpits, making sure your thumbs are touching your chest. And you take another deep breath, knowing that this is spreading the heart coherence into the spleen meridian, boosting your power to metabolize and your power of immunity. While you breathe and let this energy spread and go towards where you need it and do the work. And then you release your hands, and then we're done. So it is time to put it all together. So in this video, you will have from the breathing to the meridians all together. It is this video and the audio of it what you will get so that you can adopt a practice after today. So let's follow the video and the whole exercise, and we will be done. So now, let's get ready to bring relaxation into your body and your mind. So just sit comfortably, either in a chair or in your bed, right before you're getting ready to sleep. Gently close your eyes and feel your back but not your head supported while you take a deep breath into the belly. And you feel it expanded on the way. And you hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly you contract your abdomen, pushing the air out through the nose. And you hold the breath out for 4, 3, 2, 1. You breathe in and expand your belly as if you're a balloon, relaxed and malleable to the air coming into you. And your belly expands, and you press your abdomen in, pushing the air out through the nose, out of your belly. And you hold the breath out for 4, 3, 2, 1. You breathe in slowly through the nose into the belly until it expands all the way. And hold the breath in for 3, 2, 1. You push your abdomen in, pushing the air out through the nose. And hold it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And relaxing into your breathing. You bring your awareness to the end of your spine, where your body is touching the surface underneath you. And you feel the energy of the earth coming up into your body, touching the end of your spine, feeding that energy center. You feel the energy making you heavier, more aware of your physical body, your feet, your legs, your trunk. And as you breathe out, that energy gets recycled and back into the earth, clearing you up from everything you've been dragging inside of you during the day. You deeply breathe in into the belly, while at the same time you know the earth energy is coming into your body and activating and feeding the energy center at the end of your spine. And that area gets activated, full. Energy gets recycled back down into the earth while you expire, exhale the air out. And breathe in and feel the beautiful power of the breath that you're taking, the earth energy inside of you. And you breathe out, and with each breath cycle, you feel heavier, more relaxed, more connected and present in your own physical body. When you take another deep breath, your awareness goes to your heart. And as it expands, you feel the energy of gratefulness being active inside of you. The rhythm of your breath gives rhythm to your emotion. And you're grateful because you're alive, because you're aware, because you're awake, because you're connected and present in your body. And you breathe into this feeling into your heart of gratefulness, relaxation and connectedness, love for yourself, for the universe around you. When you exhale, and the more you do it, the bigger the intensity of that emotion, the size of that energy field, your heart energy field that expands and takes over the rhythm of every internal organ inside of you. And you breathe in and you feel the earth energy inside of you getting spread by the gratefulness and expansion of your heart energy field. And as you breathe again, it is as if the heart energy wave hits your brain. And all of a sudden, your mind feels light. You feel taller, heavier, lighter. And you can suddenly feel with your inner senses the energy field around you, all around your body. Now everything inside of you is pulsating at the same rhythm. The earth circuitry coming to you, into you. The heart energy field spreading gratefulness all inside of your body. Your brain reacting to the heart energy field. Your pulse, your breathing rhythm, your heartbeat, your brain waves.
And you can feel all of that as one. In this image you have behind your eyes, your whole energy field surrounding the whole of your body. While you're basking in this emotion, these sensations, you stretch the palm of your hands so that you can even feel the pulse of all of this energy inside and around you, pulsing the palms of your hands. And as you breathe deeply into the belly, you place both of your hands right on your forehead. And you breathe in, you breathe out, knowing that the electromagnetic fields around your hands is activating the frontal lobes of your brain. And you feel the energy field around you becoming bigger, more coherent. Now the frontal lobes of your brain are pulsing exactly at the same rhythm that the earth energy coming into you, being spread by the heartbeat, spreading gratefulness all over your body, activating your hands, coming into your brain so that you can connect with your whole energy field. And you slowly slide your hands towards your temples. And you breathe in. And you breathe out. In through the nose into the belly. And as you exhale out, your hands move to the tip of your ears. And then slide on your skull around your ears till they come to the bottom edge. And you inhale. And you exhale while your hands go backwards to the back of your neck. And then you inhale and they go down straight all the way to the back of your neck. And as you reach your shoulders, you rest your hands on top of your shoulders. And you breathe in. You breathe out. And with the next inhale, your hands slide down your chest all the way to be placed one on top of the other, right on top of your heart. You inhale deeply into your belly. You exhale while you slide your right arm under your left armpit, while you leave your left hand on top of your heart. And you breathe in, you breathe out. And as you inhale, then you move your hands the opposite way. Your left hand go under your armpit, your right arm stay over your heart. And you breathe in, you breathe out. With the next inhale, Then now both your hands are under the opposite armpit while your thumbs are touching the top of your chest. You breathe in, you breathe out. And while you stay here, you reconnect with the earth circuitry, energy coming from the earth into your body to the end of your spine, feeding and activating that energy center, recycling energy down back into the earth. And you reconnect with your heart and with your sense of gratefulness because you're alive, you're awake, you're aware, you're connected with your body, with the earth, with the universe around you. As you feel those waves reach your brain, make it lighter while you're heavier in your body. Fully relaxed, whole and as one. Your breath, your heartbeat, your brain waves. You fully visualize the energy field that surrounds you, that now beats and pulsates exactly at the same rhythm that your connection to the earth, your heart, your brain waves. And slowly, you bring both of your hands on the top of your heart. You take another deep breath into the belly. You exhale out through the nose. Let your hands slide into your thighs, knowing that you have just cleared everything that was affecting your well-being. And so with that image and statement glowing in the middle of your mind, slowly open your eyes.
And there you go. So that is what you can experience from today on. This, I suggest you do every day before going to bed at 9. And the reason for that is because between 9 and 11 p.m. is where the triple warmer is the most active and the spleen meridian is the more weakened. So if you do the intervention in that window of time, you are going to have the better impact, way better sleep, and much, much more benefits to it. So how to get the video or the audio is to go to this website. So take a pen, make a note, and when you go there, you're going to give your information, and I'm going to send directly to you the links to both things, the video and the audio. Because once you know the motions, you can follow the guidance, no problem. If you're interested in talking to me, about anything personal, or if you want to do something with me, or you want to find out if I can help you with anything, this is the calendar you go to. You book a free call for that period of time. It's about 30 minutes. And then we can explore if we can help each other, if what I do can help you in any way, shape, or form.